Okay, so this is going to be probably the most real video I've made ever. And just ever. I don't give a fuck if you leave or not. I don't give a fuck how many views this gets. I just had to do this. Today I received a very disturbing message from a friend of mine who I follow on fanfiction.net. He's a very prolific writer. Writes a lot of good stories for Dragon Ball Z, Fairy Tail, and a whole host of other stuff. Very detailed, very talented. Someone who I've known for a long time, who I like and who I trust. He messaged me today saying that he was gonna give up on writing. Just forever. It wasn't for him. It wasn't, it wasn't right. And the reason he's been receiving, a lot of criticism for his work lately. Things were getting tough, and so he decided that he was going to give up. And with all due respect to my friend, if you're watching this, I have a very slim chance that you're watching this. That could not have been... You couldn't have made a worse mistake in doing what you did. If, you really genuinely choose to take that path, don't do it. You should never give up on what you have, your talents, your passions, your dreams. It's not something you give up on just when the going gets tough, or because you received some criticism for your work, which is very good, or may be bad, but through failure, and through criticism, and through hardships, you learn. You will learn not to take it seriously, to press forward, to take it into account, but to also press forward, knowing that you can do better, and that you will do better, and that you will succeed if you just press on. You should never give up on your talents. I've been surrounded by a lot of failure lately, a lot of disappointments, a lot of things that have been happening, people around me who I trusted crumbling down at the drop of a hat because of something he said or she said, just nonsense like this. No, you don't give up on it. You don't give up on what you're doing. Your goal, your passion, your pursuit in life is not to just keep going, keep on being a writer or whatever, an engineer, or a doctor, or a lawyer, or a physician, whatever it is you want to do. You don't give up on it just because, it's not something that you give up on. And that's the thing about positive thinking. People who think positive are more likely to succeed because they don't see the end in sight when things get rough. In fact, they picture themselves with the end in mind, and when they do that, they think about what they want, and they think about how to achieve it, and they look at all the stuff going on around them, all the hardship, all the naysayers, and think, you know what, this is just temporary. This is just a temporary thing, a temporary setback, and I'm not going to let it define me. Like me, I want to be an author one day. I mean, it's one of the career choices I've looked into. I've been told I'm a good author. I've had one English professor tell me I had the writing ability of a master's degree candidate. But I've also had people shit on me in terms of writing. People telling me my writing is shit. Like, dude, you should give up on writing. You should give up. This isn't for you. Dude, you don't do this. But you know what? I'm not going to stop doing it because I keep in mind that there are people out there who appreciate what I do and who know that I can have a successful future in this kind of thing. And I look at the people, the experts, the professors who have praised me, and then I look at the naysayers who just shit on me, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to keep doing it. I'm not going to stop writing. I'm not going to stop, or whatever. I'm not going to stop making YouTube videos. I've had a lot of people, comment mean stuff on my videos. I've had a lot of YouTube videos that are heavily disliked. A lot of people shooting me messages and just, even on Ask.fm, some anonymous assholes just talking shit about the videos that I make because they just can't stand the fact that Someone out there might be happy doing what they're doing, but I'm not going to give up on it. I'm not going to just say like, hey, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to give up on it. No, I'm not going to. Because I know there are people out there, a small handful of people, but still people out there who enjoy what I do. And I'm going to do this because it's something I enjoy doing and it's something others enjoy me doing. I'm not going to give up on it. I'm not going to just be like, hey, you know, whatever, it's just, yeah, whatever. It's like, yeah, it was whatever. It's just not for me. No. You don't give up. You should never give up on anything. It's just, and I understand, you know, when I say this, I'm not just talking about, again, this is a very broad thing that can be brought into anything. Be it little stuff like making YouTube videos, like I said, or even if you want to pursue a career. Like my grandfather, and this is going to be something that I'm going to be, okay, look. My grandfather, when he moved from Iran to America, he was a very successful dentist in Iran, made a lot of money, had a family he could support, and he chose to fly to the States and start all over again. And what happened? Not only did he have to re-earn his license and, you know, all of his technical skills again, all his dental skills again, but he had to do it in a language he couldn't even speak. And he had to do that. And whenever I hear that story, I just think about that, and I consider all the rejection he faced. And oh my God, like at his house, there's an entire box full of just letters of people of whatchamacallit, like was it universities or medical schools rejecting him on the basis that he couldn't speak fluent English or other stuff like that. But he pressed on. His was a story of perseverance and pressing on, and how you should never give up on your dreams just because the situation might be tough for you. Now, I confess, I've never felt that. I've never been in that situation where, you know, you have to, like, you know, you were once very successful and then you have to start all over in a language you don't know. I've never been in that kind of situation before. I faced criticism, both constructive and just mean criticism, but I've never faced that kind of hardship before in my life. But when I hear stories like that of what my grandfather went through and what, you know, other successful people went through, and not even just in my own family. I mean, J.K. Rowling is another example. J.K. Rowling, she was a single mother, could barely support her child she was on freaking like food stamps or whatever, and she, you know, but then suddenly, you know, she had the idea for, you know, writing this book, the Harry Potter series, this novel idea. And she wrote while she was at a frigging cafe in England. And she didn't give up on that dream. And now she's one of the richest people in the entire freaking world. She's one of the richest people in the entire fucking world because she didn't care what the naysayers thought. She didn't care that she was a single mother who was just on food stamps, on welfare, and could barely make ends meet. She wanted more than that, and she pursued it. And it's like, and other people too. It's like, I'm trying to think. I mean, freaking, oh my God, like Desi Arnaz. For most of you, I mean, Desi Arnaz is another example. You know, Lucille Ball's her husband, right? He was from Cuba. He was dirt poor. He traveled to the United States to make a better life for himself because he knew that, you know, he couldn't do anything where he was at. He traveled all the way to the United States just to, you know, provide a better life for himself. And what happened? He became one of the most celebrated actors in television history. Now, granted, if, like, you know, I mean, that was from a much older generation of the 1950s, so he's not as well known today, but at the time, he was so famous. He was celebrated as being this amazing, this prolific actor. And while he later did make decisions in his life that kind of put a tamper on that, he took the initiative, he pressed forward, and he continued to just take hold of that goal that he knew he could accomplish. And I hope I'm making sense here, but, you know, it's like, bottom line is, don't give up. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your pursuits, your passions, whatever. Don't give up on don't give up on opportunities to make a better life for yourself. Keep on pressing forward. Even if you get rejected 5, 10, 20 times. I mean, I worked in sales, so I know what rejection feels like, believe me. I know what rejection feels like on a pretty big level when you work in sales. So I know how it feels when I know how it feels when people say no to you, or people criticize you, or just talk shit. It hurts. I get it. It's not easy. But you gotta learn to just brush that off your shoulder. Look, at the end of the day, these people don't define you, or they don't define your talent. You define your talent. You define your dreams, and you define what you do in your life to make it a success. Just don't drop your dreams at the drop of a hat, folks. Just don't. So yeah, that's just a quick little, I guess, vlog type video that I wanted to make. I truly mean all of this from the bottom of my heart, folks. From the bottom of my heart. Don't give up. Never give in. Like Winston Churchill said, never ever give in. So yeah, just keep on fighting the good fight. Just wanting to just keep pressing on, folks. It's whatever hardships you're going through right now, it's temporary. And you gotta picture yourself with the end goal in mind. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say for today. Peace, and have a good one.